Hello, and welcome to another week of the Abuse Cartoons live stream. Hey Joe, how's it going? Oh yeah, you still have a wrench. Well, you can keep it if you need it, if you want to post links or anything, and help me out in case anybody shows up wrecking the place. But yeah, so back for another week. It's been kind of a rough week already. I've been trying to get a lot of stuff done and being up incredibly early and then just crashing. I thought I could kind of shift my schedule, but yeah, my body just won't do it, and especially because the days are so short. It feels like I'm spending a lot of time in darkness, but yeah, that's not going well. But I did get the good to see you, Joe. Yeah, we missed you last week. That's right. The schedule, of course, is wacky as always. I think with the unpredictable schedule and random lockdown, we're technically not locked down, I think, but kind of more in the outside the cities. So the big cities are all curfewed and yeah, stuff's going on. But yeah, not bad here. But I did get the podcast launched for the stories, so I was happy about that. And I've got 4 stories in the queue, so I don't have to worry about it for a few weeks. And yeah, you can just concentrate on editing existing stories. It's funny though, as I get them up and listen to them and things, I still, there's still rewrites that need to be done. I definitely could have benefited from a professional editor looking at these in some cases. I think they still work, but there's a couple of things that bug me, or a couple of things that maybe aren't clear that I should probably work on. Yeah, the notifications are weird. The I just noticed the Facebook one is broken. So this used to post to my Facebook, and that's broken. So I did it manually. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, did you? Oh yeah, that's right. Thanks. Thanks. That's yeah. On the Idle Red Hands channel, we did the weekly show that I do with Chris. We kind of just did the greatest hits of or the things that weren't so great from 2020. But yeah, thanks for watching. And so it's mostly tabletop games and board games, but also like movies, pop culture, and books and things. So we talk a little bit about everything. But yeah, so I just kind of went through all of our headlines from the previous year, and yeah, there was a lot of stuff I forgot about. I mean, things really changed. Like once we were locked down in the spring, like my viewing habits and stuff really changed. So I like watched a lot of things. Like I got through The Wire. I remember, um, and which is good that my timing for finishing Sopranos. Like I went through Sopranos again. I went through The Wire, and the third season of True Detective, and on the Japanese Amazon, maybe because of like HBO Max or something, I don't know why, but those all got taken off. They're no longer free. So that was perfect timing to kind of get through that stuff, because they're all no longer available, or they're like $4 an episode or something insane, or like $50 for the season. So yeah, that was good timing. I'm gonna have to, anything else I want to watch again, I'm gonna probably have to get a physical copy of. But it's nice on Amazon Prime in Japan because it's got the Japanese subtitles, so my wife can enjoy it, or anybody can watch with me, so it's not such a lonely viewing experience. Oh, yeah, that's right. And the unboxing. Yes, on that, the Tainted Grail unboxing had the stretch goal bonus of the pack donkey. So it was like they were featuring it on the website. It was particularly funny too, because they featured it like, oh, and you will receive this donkey miniature. Great. And it's only one. That's the funny thing, is I think like everybody in the party in the board game can use it, and they give you one donkey, but everyone's favorite character, voiced by Eddie Murphy. Yeah, so I've been trying to get stuff up on all channels. I got too many things kind of going on with no kind of synergy between them, and I'm thinking about starting something else. It's going to be part of Idle Red Hands, but yeah, there's another thing that I'm currently trying to figure out, so that's good. Just what I need. Yeah, thanks for watching, Joe. I appreciate that. Yeah, the numbers. We got to figure out what's going on with the audience for that weekly show. I think the podcast numbers are pretty good, but the views on YouTube are really low. So they usually don't even break 100. So I got to figure out what to do with that, because I was trying to do things that weren't very time sensitive, because the first iteration of it was just kind of headlines and talking about Kickstarters and things, so we could link people to interesting things. But then the editing got backlogged, so then I would be talking about things that were already finished or canceled or expired, and so it wasn't very timely. So I switched to trying to do stuff that was a little more evergreen, just kind of general topics or things that had been in in print for a while. And yeah, I just don't think I'm hitting any interesting topics. I mean, I'm not doing the more tabloid kind of sensationalist stuff where we're talking about all the drama on Twitter or whatever concerning the latest upset. So I don't know. We don't quite have an audience for that show. It's fun to do, and we've got a nice little studio set up for it at my office, so it's easy to produce because it's always ready to go. Those microphones and everything are waiting, but it's not catching on. And I think we have to kind of pick. Either we have to fight more on the podcast, or we kind of have to pick a side, either the more traditional, old school guys and defending that, or kind of the newer generation of storytelling and more woke gamers. And right now that's kind of divided between Chris and I, and we don't clash for it because we're reasonable people, so we hear each other's opinions and just give a fair assessment to what the other person is saying. So that's not maybe not what people want to hear. So we should start the ranting and shouting contest channel for gaming. Yeah, I thought that happened a little bit early on with the Idle Red Hands, where we were doing movie reviews and stuff, and they would just kind of escalate into with a bit of clash and arguing about things, and it didn't sound very good. I mean, it wasn't very fun to listen to. Because I had to edit it, so I was going back through and editing, and just this isn't very. There's something fun about this, and it's not very good analysis. It's just kind of people bitching about their own little takes on things. So yeah, I think that worked very well. I don't think that works very well on YouTube. I think it's kind of people expect more of an echo chamber, or hearing their opinion, kind of spoken back to them, or given an opinion. Have somebody that's researched something or whatever and kind of gives their take, and then people can run with that. But so trying to find a thing. Oh yeah, we do the live streams. When we live stream, that goes on Twitch as well. But Twitch might work. The reviews and stuff might work. I think Twitch, though, no longer allows you to upload. You have to actually be streaming it. Because I think for a while you could upload to Twitch, but I don't think that's any longer the case. So that would have been a nice thing to do, is share them on there as well, because I know there's a gaming community. But yeah, it's usually just the live streams, and I like Twitch archive stuff at a better resolution and better quality. It's not so compressed like YouTube. So when we do live streams of things, sometimes it's nice, discussions, it's nice to take those off of Twitch and edit them down and then put them on YouTube. But I don't think you can put them back on Twitch edited. At least I remember them discontinuing that feature, which really sucks, because I like that. And when I screw up and don't have I lost the Christmas stream this year just from not being online enough. I think that's all gone, but we'll figure it out. We just have to keep going with it. And it's just and trying different things and being, willing to adapt. I think that's what we've done with that weekly show the most, is just kind of keep rebranding and rethinking it until something catches on. We've got some decent comments though, like people like our taste in games, or like our approach to certain things. So we've had okay responses. A couple of trolls at the weekly show, especially. There was a couple of like really dedicated trolls that would weekly say some really bizarre take on things. So I left that up there for a while for the interaction, but it just got a little bit too much after a while. Yeah, that's true. No, I think there is a lot of board game and wargaming and stuff, and people are even doing role playing, Twitch streaming role playing. Yeah, I wonder if there's a way, because I guess I could technically, like through OBS or something, stream a video, to only Twitch, or play it through. I'm not sure what the quality would be like with that, but there might be some ways to play around with getting that content onto Twitch and seeing if there's an audience there. Oh, I never did the second cartoon. But yeah, it's fun to do, so that's why we keep doing it. It's not catching fire, but it's fun to work on. And it's what we would be doing anyhow. That's kind of the our socializing is all that board game or role play stuff. So that makes it that makes it fun to do. That's not a bad idea, is drawing some and then duplicating it, so I don't have to drag layers over. But no, I think you're right. Joe. I think Twitch is a good platform for gaming. We've definitely, with streaming, we've had nice audiences for streaming things, but I haven't done a great job of archiving that stuff as well. I used to do some model painting on Twitch as well, the miniatures, but I didn't have the perfect setup, and I didn't ever get my technique down, so I think I made people very frustrated, because if I would actually start concentrating and working, you're doing this and then you go like this and you're completely off camera, so people can't even see what you're doing. So painting on camera is a special skill. You have to stay out of the way, keep your hands out of the way of the camera, and show kind of the where the brush is like making contact. So I'll figure that out someday. Yeah, I've got a friend who's doing a good job of that, though. He's got a really nice setup and has made some good progress with his painting too. But yeah, I can't do everything, so yeah, it's just frustrating. Everything that I do with the tabletop stuff, I want to be recording it, and that kind of ruins your enjoyment of the hobby, because you're just trying to figure out how to film things instead of just enjoying them. That's the danger of turning your hobby into work. Yeah. No, I'll give that a chance, Joe. I think that's a good idea, and yeah, because I can kind of multi-stream stuff, I think that would work well. So, and while I'm actually recording stuff, because I think I can take the HDMI of my camera out and record on the camera at the same time. So I could actually, like when I was doing that unboxing, I could have been doing a stream of that. It'd be a little bit rougher, but I could have been doing a stream of that while I was recording it. So that kind of stuff is I just gotta figure out the best way to execute some of that. Yeah, and if people are going to be stuck in their houses, maybe I'll figure it out. I can't believe we're going to head into another spring of lockdown. Yeah, so we'll see. I gotta figure out my schedule. I was trying to I can't stay up late and be up early like as easily as I used to. So I can't do both. So I've got to figure out the best time to do some of this stuff. If early morning works better, I should shift my schedule. But I think I work better, especially like writing. I work better at night, which is not not ideal with a school-aged kid and everything. I need to be up in the mornings with her. So I'll keep figuring it out, and then it'll change, and then their school will close, and who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Oh, maybe the lid's a little bit open. Yeah. Oh, yes, Joe is. Yes, you're watching from New America. That's right. The peaceful handover of power. Or whatever that expression is. Yes. So we will see how things proceed. Already, Biden's hard at work, like signing executive orders, or like proclamations, I think they were calling them, but I think they're just basically executive orders to, like, Command Z, Control Z, like undo the 4 previous years. So we'll see how that goes. I have no idea. I don't know what is gonna happen. I'm just worried about Asia. I hope attention is paid to the shenanigans that go on here, because China's, going to be at full strength, and Southeast Asia and Japan are going to get bullied economically and territorially and everything if they aren't concerned at all about America's response. So that's my issue. If I'm a single issue voter, that would be my issue. And that wasn't talked about. I mean, it's not on anybody's radar, but that's not really talked about. So there's going to be a lot of foreign policy that is probably going to shift. So we'll see. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's surprisingly, it wasn't a myth. It was an actual virus, and a mutating virus. That's the wonderful thing is, I said the V word. I hope that's okay. But yeah, now they're finding the new improved versions, which, I mean, I think all viruses mutate, so it's not like, oh my God, this has never happened before. But we've never developed a vaccine in a year, and tried to use it against something that mutates. So we'll see how that goes. Although the one professor that I was talking to, he's not a virologist, he's a pharmacologist, but talking about the new technique that they were using, where they're just kind of sampling a protein off of the virus. So if you see that, I can actually, well, kind of draw it, but when you see that usual depiction, maybe I shouldn't draw this. People will know, maybe the algorithm will know what I'm doing. But when you see, when people show the depictions of our friend from a bat, and you see those little deals on there. These little proteins are what attach or what are causing the problems with the mostly like respiratory tissue. So instead of taking this whole thing, weakening it, and re-injecting it back into you so your immune system learns it, they're actually just sampling that part. So they're taking like this part of it and putting it in a vaccine that then gives that protein information to your immune system very specifically, so there's much less danger. You're not being exposed to the whole virus, you're being exposed to this sample. And okay, enough of that. But that's what was explained to me, and so it is a much more adaptive and much more you can rapidly alter a vaccine doing it that way, but we don't yet know like how effective it is and how what side effects and things are. So it's a lot different than kind of what we're used to before. But the funny thing about it is these companies were given these, given these projects, or given the task of developing these vaccines in a limited amount of time. And the reason that vaccines take so much time is because they have to slowly do it, because if you make a big enough mistake, it kills your company, because, if you have such severe side effects, it is going to cause a lot of damage. And I think they have protection, like legal protection, or like, government protection from legal recourse. So no matter how this thing affects people, there's, nobody is accountable. Just like everything else is becoming in the world. Like nobody is accountable for deaths from vaccine. So that'll be fun. So that's why, it can happen faster, is because if you take the risk out, then it's all just, what is the available technique? What is the available technology? So we'll see. Oh no! Oh boy, QAnon on Telegram. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I heard some of the funny, the shadow prez. It is just like schizophrenia. Like it sounds like that CIA stuff that schizophrenics talk about, where they're being followed, they're being tracked. The fillings in their teeth are sending messages back. But the shadow, I don't even know if I can talk about this either on this platform, but I don't know if it's QAnon, but somebody was talking about the shadow prez, where actually everybody was arrested that opposed Trump, and but they decided that it's too dangerous for the country to actually take Biden out and put Trump back in. So he's going to, retreat to Florida and rule from the Mar-a-Lago as the shadow president. So he's actually calling all the shots, and but Biden is the puppet because it would just be too upsetting for the country to imprison that many politicians all at once. Which is perfect. That's a perfect kind of like weird justification. So it's like, oh, okay, well, as long as he's still in control. It's amazing. So I'm not going to talk about that too much. I have no idea how bad that is. What words they're listening for on the algorithms. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny, because it just never stops. What is that? Yeah, just never stops. Yeah. Well, the conspiracy. I guess though, now that we're exposed to, this kind of so much information and so much conflicting stories, that conspiracy stuff works the best to kind of soothe some of that confusion, where it's like, oh no, somebody's in control, there's a thing that's happening that you can't see it, you can't understand it, but believe it's there and everything's going to be okay. That's what so many people sounded like with the all the lawsuits and stuff with the election. It's like, no, it's okay, you don't just keep the faith, keep believing. And that's I think some people needed that, but that's really unhealthy, and you're gonna have a lot of people with have nervous breakdowns and just all kinds of anxiety disorders when they realize that they were just being strung along. It's too bad. Yeah, right. We're gonna get banned. It's gonna be the non-existent live stream. Yeah, but the whole thing is really funny. That it just never ends. But it's to a certain extent, it's got to be everybody's concerns, not the nut jobs, but everyone's like legitimate concerns about their future and their livelihood and what's going on with their tax money and everything should be addressed. I mean, that's the kind of the role of government and politicians, but to serve the public and be somewhat accountable, although I don't know if they believe that anymore. But if there are people that do have complaints or are unhappy, they can't just be ignored. I mean, I think that's the technique that's been chosen, but you can't just dismiss. Oh, so many people like that, but I say you can't, and obviously you can. So we'll see. But we've got to do something to stop this like extreme back and forth, where we're going to be just fluctuating between, communism and fascism, national fascism, where it's just going to be this, every 4 years or whatever, we're going to be undoing the previous 4 years. That's got to stop being a thing. But if it's better for your career to take those extreme, well, I guess that's what just like I was talking about, trying to find an audience for a middle of the road opinion podcast or YouTube channel is not a thing. So politicians are probably finding that same thing when they have kind of a measured, kind of balanced approach to things. It's making everybody unhappy, so they just have to take a more extreme stance and follow a more extreme party line, and then that's serving them better, career-wise or re-electability-wise. So that might be the problem, is that's what people want. Yeah. Yeah, what's that line? There's a line from a movie, or maybe it's a quote from something historical, but that he was what we always thought he was, or he was what, yeah. So the image of Trump during the primaries in 2016 was, this guy's a reality star, he's a joke, it's, there's no way he's going to be elected. And then once he got elected, like, people actually said, well, here's our savior, here's our hero, he's going to change things. And it's like, no, he's the same guy. He is what we always thought he was. He's the same guy that called into, radio shows, called into like Howard Stern and stuff, and gave his critiques of, beauty pageant contestants. He's that guy. What did you think was gonna come of any of this? But it's also interesting how people like that. What are that Ubermensch, or that superhero kind of messiah thing, where that put their faith in someone to save them from their situation, from their problems, from the difficulties in their life. I mean, people are so willing. So that explains organized religion and cults and everything. It's like, save me, protect me, and so yeah, Trump filled that space in some people's lives. Which is really funny. I mean, I think after some distance it'll be funnier, but yeah, it's crazy. Oh, Destiny. No, yeah, I don't think I recognize the name. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of streaming game stuff unless it makes its way. Like, I watch people that stream and then put like maybe edited versions onto YouTube, but the reason I usually watch them is because they do like movie reviews or whatever. So it's not primarily their streaming that I watch, but yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's true. No, that's a good point, Joe. That's true. Our system is that's how it works. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens, and hopefully nothing, major happens. We just have we just endure this storm and start to get back onto a more normal, kind of social interaction level, where we can actually be in places with people. But I don't know. I mean, once this is kind of, I don't know if you can put the genie back in the bottle as far as like people being worried about other people making them sick, because that's always been a thing. And now that we're kind of hyper aware of it with masks and social distancing and stuff, I wonder if there's just some people that will never come back, never be able to be comfortable in crowds. So some of that will be lost. Oh, which is really crazy. I don't know though. I say that, but like in Japan, the population density is pretty crazy, and so when things are popular, they're very very crowded and insanely crowded. So you just got people on top of you, and they still, deal with everything that's going on, and flu season and everything the same way. So maybe it's not going to cause that much damage. But who knows? America has its own unique reactions. Yeah. We shall see. Alright, so what's going on here? I don't know what these boxes are. Well, let's try something else. But yeah, I'll see what I'll keep everybody updated on what things are looking like from this side of the world, because it's not going to be very reported on, I have a feeling. So if things start to get strange, I'll I'll let you know. Yeah, I'm curious how much, if things start happening like we have warships like encroaching on different territories, or different like fishing areas being interfered with. I don't think that's going to make the news in the US, but that's going to be huge news here. So I'm curious to see like what actually makes it, what is actually considered newsworthy. But yeah, the bullying is pretty impressive. What they'll do with boats out here. All right. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I thought it kind of looks like a ring box or something, but yeah, I don't know. Ugh. Oh, I know. Hey, Rev, how's it going? Yeah, hopefully we don't. We can have a variety of topics in the news now instead of just Trump, 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 Trump. Yeah, I hope it's like when Bush Jr. left office. It was like, he was the obsession with the news, and it just kind of went away. Like they just stopped talking about it. And then like the next time you heard about him, he was like in retirement, like doing paintings of his dog or whatever. So yeah, they just completely diffused that villain storyline that they had going for for so long. But yeah, it'll be nice to have that be a change. I don't know though, some people were doing pretty well. I think certain comedians and writers and some of the cartoonists and stuff that I know did pretty well with kind of bashing Trump for a lot of their content. So hopefully there'll be another shift. Yeah, and I hope that too things turn to a little more just the tone like we don't have people in political debates going, "Would you shut up?" You know, like in people talking over each other. Like I hope there's a little more, what's it, decorum, or a little more civility in discourse, because I think Trump was a big part of the decay of that, of just like the so we don't have to talk like adults anymore. We can just rage at each other like angry teenagers. I hope there's a little bit more return to that. So, although the return to that also means, you know, the bullshit, the facade, the dishonesty, but it's just the tone. It would be nice to have that go away. Oh no, Joe's threatening with his wrench. uh hmm. Yeah, I think the line's going to be Biden old. It's just, it's going to be like we're all going to be this, like these concerned family members. We're like, oh, is he okay? Is he okay? Is he eating okay? How's he doing? It's going to be this like sympathetic, like, he's having trouble sleeping. Oh, okay. Well, how's his diet? Is he comfortable? Yeah. We'll be the caretaker of the elderly president. Yeah. Yeah, because how old was Reagan in his second term? I think, he was sick. I think he had Alzheimer's, but yeah, he had a real big decline, physical decline. So we've had that before, at least in my lifetime. But we'll see what happens. And now that it's not like campaign nonsense, Biden doesn't have to prove anything or appear to be doing better than he is. So we get those geez, I'm totally blanking. Roosevelt type things where he's like chained to a podium before anybody comes into the room. And I know he's doing good. He's standing. He looks like he's standing up pretty well. Yeah, hiding the situation. Oh yeah, yeah. Rev's not a Kamala fan. Yeah, I don't know if I trust her so much though either. She's yeah, she's a little scary, and it's just like some specific things, like how hard she went after the whistleblower, or not the whistleblower, the guy that did the hidden camera stuff against Planned Parenthood. Like she directly, like, got the state of California to like go after that guy when what he did was I don't think it deserved that, and it's good to kind of have some honesty from everybody that's especially collecting uh, so much money. But yeah, so we'll see. I'm not sure what she'll be like. uh would you let her talk? She's talking. Just let her talk. The debates were terrible. Her and Pence. I'm talking. Would you let me talk? I'm talking. As the opposite of Trump's wonderful debate style. It's weird after the kind of deification of Trump in some people's eyes. I wonder if he can actually go back to being a reality show kind of entertainment person, because people are still like wanting to be saved. So I'm curious what's gonna come of that. All right. Yeah, yeah. I think that's true. Ah. All right. So, what is going on here? Yeah, was that a? I don't know if that was a Veritas guy. Maybe it was, but it was. Yeah, it was like Project Veritas, like hidden camera. But the guy that was in the meeting with some Planned Parenthood execs and got the video talking about the selling the material, selling the biological material from abortions, and the kind of scandal of that. And yeah, she went hard specifically after that guy, and I don't know, like as a favor to somebody, somebody she was connected with. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I don't know if that was. I can't remember if that was Project Veritas or not, or if they reported that. But yeah, that was the. That's crazy. Yeah, so we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how fast that changes. Oh, super spreader. It wasn't meant to be. I kind of just like yeah, came up with it because I'd drawn such a deformed butter. I wasn't yeah, I wasn't quite sure. Yeah. uh yeah, I think as far as letting things calm down, and letting people kind of recover, yeah, it would be good if Trump laid low and just kind of left the public eye for a while. But I don't know if he's capable of doing that. I think that might be, or we might see like a huge like health, decline in his health, because that was like he lives off of that, the attention, like being off of social media and everything. I wonder how hard that's going to hit his overall health, because yeah, not a young guy, and if you're just motivated off of spite and revenge, I don't know if not being able to have your little snipes on social media is gonna be good. Running on all spite. But yeah, I'm it's not, I don't think, easy to predict, but we'll see what the next thing is. In the Tea Party to Trump, to the MAGA thing, to the we'll see what the next manifestation of kind of populist conservatism is. I don't know if that's what those movements necessarily are, but yeah, we'll see we'll see how that manifests, because there's already those odd news outlets, those like alternative conservative like news outlets like showing up on YouTube and stuff. So it's like, okay, yeah. So I don't know what's going on and how that's all going to get organized, or whose money is even behind that. All right. Interesting. Yeah. Wow, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. we'll see what. Whoa. We'll see what we're in for. Yeah, but it'll be nice to see some kind of change, because that was a bit, as much as I would like to see a strong against China or anti-China policy, I don't think 4 more years of that insanity in the media is going to do America much good. So, see what this does. Yeah, but it's a little bit of a, I think, a relief for everybody, regardless of their political affiliations. Just the screaming, and now that like late night talk shows are, online only, are basically not taping anymore because they don't have audiences. They don't need the content, so yeah, we'll see. All right, what am I doing here? Yeah. Yeah, that's really strange. And I even, like, when that was starting to become frustrating, when you could hear the agenda, or most of the shows weren't actually just news stories, they were opinion pieces, like headline news. I remember it just being that annoying, like, 20 something minute cycle of headlines and just blah blah blah, and it would just always be on. And then it turned into opinion shows and pundits and everything. And yeah, so I don't know why there isn't. And so then started looking at like Reuters or the AP headlines for news, but there's even opinion in a lot of those stories as well. So it's just bizarre. So people writing for those news services put opinion into the headlines. So it's like, yeah, you just like feel agenda everywhere. So yeah, I don't know. Just need one of those old teletypes where you like can literally only give you a sentence. So you can't put enough opinion. Well, yeah, you can, like headlines. They've really figured out how to make headlines, like load headlines with a lot of very biased adjectives and things. So yeah, because what was the the BBC just had to apologize for calling the record producer Phil Spector. So the headline was flawed but genius music producer dies, or whatever was the BBC headline for the Phil Spector's death. And he was like a murderer, like a horrible abuser, a psychopath, and like shot a woman through her front teeth. And was always like brandishing firearms and threatening to kill people, and abused the hell out of is Ronnie. So yeah, so they had to apologize for saying flawed, but I forget, genius or something, producer dies. You mean convicted murderer? Yeah. Flawed. But yeah, it's yeah, and we're in such a headline world. I mean, I really hate that I do that so often. Just like looking through the newsfeed on Android, and see a headline, and be like, I don't want to read that story. Like that's a horrible kind of reaction to have. You see something that's interesting, it's like, yeah, but do I really want to read through that right now? It's really, and even stuff that I'm interested in, or even stuff like I'm researching for the podcast, I'll have that kind of reaction. So for my show notes, I'll just copy and paste the entire article into my show notes, and so I'll read it, as I'm as we're recording. It's like it's just a really, really bad tendency. So, and it favors the heavily weighted writing of that headline. The skew that's already there just in that first sentence. But yeah, that was I was really frustrated by that very quickly. Yeah. Yeah, they really should, and they probably will, like, to legally protect themselves, not say news anymore, not be able to say, like, we're a news organization. So they'll have to do like information entertainment infotainment or something. Yeah, they'll come up with some like legal term to give them protection from the damage that their heavily opinionated stuff can do. Because I remember my grandfather, uh, my father's father died a few years back, and he was always like, for being, he was very blue collar, but always like had surprisingly like balanced, unracist, unprejudiced views. After being through the war, being a police detective, like he was a surprisingly like balanced person as far as like assessing or as far as judging people's character. And but my dad said when he went into like the kind of retirement apartment, like kind of managed care type living, that in all of the recreation rooms or all the shared spaces, it was just Fox News all the time. So his political opinions like really quickly went off this like conservative deep end, and had a lot more conspiracy and a lot more like really weird prejudices and bigotry in them that he had never had before. So my dad got really disgusted by that, because he saw his dad, like, who had lived his whole life, going through a lot of hell, and a lot of kind of the small town that he was a detective in kind of went on a decline because of meth and then opiates, then pills and stuff after that. Um, Went on a pretty big uh, decline. So he could have had a really heavy-handed opinion, and didn't really ever. And but Fox, the constant like 24-hour news cycle in his old age kind of finished him off. Yeah, I forget what the topic was, but my dad said he was just getting disgusted by how insanely biased he was getting. But I think that's probably the case. A lot of people are having that happen with their older parents, as they get in a bad, because they always trusted the news. Like, they always trusted the evening news and the information that they were given. And I think a lot of people from the kind of World War II generation, they don't have the defenses. They don't have the kind of the critical mind, or the they can't think that why would somebody lie to me? Like, why would they tell me something that's definitely not true? Like, unlike their kids, like I think the baby boomers then started to become more critical thinkers, and have that whole kind of mentality of don't trust anybody over 30, and like everybody's got an agenda, and don't trust politicians and everything. And my grandparents, the World War II generation, doesn't have that. So when people just start lying to you, they just eat it up. When somebody starts feeding you their agenda and calling it news, you can't discern. So that's really sad that an entire generation of people had to be subjected to that, and because they could still vote, so they were yeah. The same way that kind of the middle of the country, in the 90s, started to get assaulted with the conservative talk, like AM radio stuff. I think that had a huge effect on people, because I still have friends that say they were conservative, like in high school age, they were very conservative politically. And I think it's just because they were from the Midwest, and they had there was that whole assault of conservative talk AM radio, kind of like Rush Limbaugh type stuff, and they just got inundated with it. And it wasn't until like they had the internet that they could really examine any of that opinion. Yeah, I don't know. Hmm. Mm. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I hope that I hope we don't see that. Uh, well, and people have already there's already been like European, like, people from outside the U.S. like looking at what's going on in America now and saying, yeah, it's, you got to be careful with these de-platforming, what is it, depersoning? What, I forget what the term is, but kind of being able to attack someone at their very basic level, so that you're attacking their livelihood by, they can lose work, they can lose friends, they can lose a connection to social media because you've decided that you don't agree with what they're saying. That's very Chinese tactic. I mean, that was like a cultural revolution tactic. Is you just went after somebody and took away everything, so that they became examples of not to, speak against the party line, what everybody wanted to happen. And I don't think that's good. But I don't know. America's always had that weird, like the Red Scare time. I mean, I wasn't alive, obviously, during that time, but yeah, you can get people whipped up into a very yeah, using really heavy-handed tactics, like, blacklisting, Hollywood blacklisting and stuff, like anybody that was suspected to have communist ties in Hollywood. And so there were directors that kind of lost their reputations and lost their careers, not because of the blacklisting, but because after that era, they were uh, the rats, kind of, they were the ones pointing out, or uh, informing on people, saying, "Oh, yeah, I know he goes to these meetings, these communist meetings and stuff." So the people that got blacklisted, then it became known who were the people that were informing, and a lot of those people lost their careers. So yeah, America has had some pretty heavy-handed trends, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird, and it's weird with the huge amount of platforms and ability to communicate and ability to get your message out, that there's actually an attempt to do that, to figure out how to silence people, or at least hurt their livelihood by, cutting them off from, like PayPal and Patreon, and people trying to cut them off from financial resources, so they can't get paid to do something. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, wrong layer. I don't know where this is headed, but it's gonna be it'll be interesting. Uh, uh, all right. Well, what are we doing here? uh, amazing. Yeah, I'm not getting any ideas from all this doodling. Let's see. Yeah, you guys better be careful. I wonder if the YouTube bots are still reading people's comments. Reading people's comments and videos. Or I guess this is not. This is chat, so it's not. But I wonder if they're still deleting accounts. That's amazing that happened. There was a purge at the beginning of the year. I guess they're always in some way trying to get rid of something. This is a very strangely drawn can. I don't know if that reads as a aluminum can. Maybe a little short. Yeah, well, it's going to really suck, though. I mean, that I think would be the worst possible outcome, is like two internets. You know, like a lot of the tech companies start to ban, ban voices and ban people, and so they set up some kind of weird alternative. So you literally go into a bubble, like you can log on to two separate internets, and there's no crossover, there's no like shared opinion, so you end up in this like really weird echo chamber that is literally everything. Nothing will ever upset you. Everything is going to be completely in compliance with what you think, or what you think you should think. Whatever. But yeah, that'll be really really creepy. I think that would be the worst possible outcome, because then there'll be zero, end of all discourse, because it'll only be about what's going on here. Serving some oh, that's what's going on. There we go. I was on a layer below. But yeah, that would really suck if things actually got that fractured. Because then, could you imagine what elections would be like? Where if an election, or I don't know what else, but there were like only these rare times where people actually their views, they could even compare views. So when they went into their little weird isolation chambers and talked amongst themselves, and then met again for an election, every year would be a civil war. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, maybe, yeah, here we go. Maybe I'll do that. So yeah, there's some advantage to at least knowing what someone you don't agree. I think it's just like where people get their opinions is very, or how people form their opinions, I think is very important, because we still have to live in this world together. So there's no point in segregating ourselves into these weird little, something like that, in these weird little pockets. Okay. Okay, we'll do that. So this and this, these are really odd drawings, and these are on the same layer. Here. Okay, here. There. That was weird. Something was in my clipboard. Oh, you guys, I can't keep up with the chat. Do you really think that people were going to try to kidnap Pence? I mean, I guess that was maybe somebody's motivation, because like this weird, whatever that weird fantasy that Pence was going to deny, like he was going to overturn the electoral count or whatever. Um, and when that didn't happen, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There's I've seen a weird variety, or like a really weird range of types of video from that day. So it's yeah, it's hard to know what what am I doing here? Yeah, so it's hard to know exactly, because I mean it was a pretty big amount of people, and just like all of the I think we don't have really accurate ideas about what was going on during a lot of the protests, because parts of it got very violent and parts of it didn't, and they just kind of became combined in our perception, or we only saw like certain parts. So I think the same thing was true with the Capitol building. All right, and I'm not going to talk about this anymore because YouTube is totally listening. We're going to have that develop those second faces, like in China, where we have an opinion but we never actually talk about it because social media is listening. And I don't know what I would do if I couldn't draw this cartoon on on YouTube. Ugh, that's depressing. Okay, these are all together. I may as maybe not yet. I need something else in here. Oh no, don't worry. Don't worry, Joe. It's cool. It's fine. No, I think it's a fun discussion. I like hearing other people's opinions because I think the opinions of a lot of like the kind of peer group I'm in here are very similar. So I like to hear people with boots on the ground in country, so I can hear what you guys are what you're seeing from where you're at. What are these things? Yeah, I need something else here. Yeah, maybe not this. I like that drawing, but it doesn't seem very useful, so maybe just these guys. This might be a mistake. Not too bad. Yeah, since I don't flip my drawings, as I'm drawing them, some of them get kind of distorted, so I get a little lopsided, but this isn't too bad. Just want to make sure I get the right scale. Yeah, whenever we can, but board games are kind of, if somebody can't make it, like if we've got a game group and we're all doing some, campaign in some role-playing game, and somebody can't make it that night, or a couple people, then board games are kind of the alternative. Yeah, they got really popular here. There's a big board game kind of club group that once a month rents a I don't know, like a city, like public event space, like little, I'm forgetting like a good but they're just like places where you can host, like, if you want to do lessons or something. They're government buildings that let you rent rooms, and so they rent a space once a month, and people get together, or a couple of rooms, I guess, and get together and play board games. So I've met a few people through there, but mostly just play on my own because I've got space in my office. The office building that I'm in, I've got space there that's big enough to play board games and things, and then we can also record, do live streaming and stuff. So that works. So yes, I don't go to that monthly event. Whoops, very much. But yeah, so it's kind of a backup, and I've got a lot of board games. Like I backed a lot of stuff on Kickstarter, a lot of kind of miniatures heavy stuff because those are useful for role playing games. So like I backed because there's a Conan role playing game that we wanted to play. I backed a big board game that had a ton of Conan miniatures and stuff. So I've got a lot of those kind of big scale Kickstarter board games. So that's what I unbox on the channel a lot. Yeah, so I've got a pretty big collection over the years, but I like the miniature stuff. I'm not so big on the kind of Euro type games where you're building these little strategies, or they're like putting your little pieces or little workers in different areas and trying to figure out how to build this kind of you're basically like building an algorithm to get the most victory points, to get the most points. So I don't play those as much as things that are more like wargaming, like board games with like a war game or like a skirmish kind of a style or like setting. So lots of little plastic guys. But a lot of people like the thinky kind of European games. And a lot of those are because I couldn't make war games. Like Germany is a huge board game maker, but after World War II they couldn't make any like war simulation or nothing kind of violent, so they went with these more esoteric kind of abstract games where you're doing whatever you're running a power grid or something that's non-violent and isn't going to have any racial component. So yeah, that's why those kind of board games became popular, because Germans love board games and they couldn't be violent anymore, so the wargaming thing kind of went away. But it's funny because wargaming is where a lot of the original role-playing stuff came from. All of the people that created like Dungeons and Dragons and things, they were originally doing like Napoleonic Wars, kind of historical recreations. So I guess, that's really bizarre. So the same way they have like the Civil War reenactment people. So people were doing that with little metal soldiers, like little tin soldiers on like sand tables or like probably ping pong tables with felt on them or whatever. But yeah, they were just doing war reenactment. I don't think they were like actually playing characters. They were, it was a strategy game. But that's where a lot of that came from. And so the frustration started to happen where it's history, you're recreating history, so people become obsessed with the minutia and the facts of it. It's, they wouldn't have this type of weapon, or they wouldn't have this military maneuver wouldn't have existed then. That wasn't commonly used. So people would argue the history and the kind of trivia of historical settings. So that's why they started to abstract them into more like fantasy. That's why fantasy and post-war are the reasons that they abstracted it more into fantasy. But it's funny when you think about them being just reenactment type. That's what they were doing. But anyhow, so they got the idea. So they were commanding armies and things, and they would name their generals and captains and things. But then the idea came to focus in on one of those characters and just play of that whole army that you're fielding. Just play one of those characters and then have them have these diplomatic negotiations and things. And so they started to actually play the role of a specific person in these larger kind of historic battles. And then they started to abstract that into they made like a fantasy setting where that was happening. And so it became about diplomacy, and then it started to become about, well, what about this? So this thing is happening in this castle, and these lords are negotiating, representing their kingdoms. But then what happens when you adventure under the castle in the dungeons that are down there? And so that's where kind of fantasy role-playing came from. But it's funny, that's like kind of Civil War reenactment on a tiny tabletop scale. But that's the origin of all that, dragons and treasure and elves and dwarves kind of stuff. All right, none of this makes any sense either. Hmm. All right. Hey, how's it going? Sweater, yeah, just a shirt, just a denim shirt. I tried to put something. I was wearing the same sweater, I think, for weeks. Getting some denim going. uh, hmm. Yeah, good to see you. That's right. It got real political. And then I started talking about board games. But yeah, but it's fun. I really liked because I was doing a lot of when I was first in Japan, doing a lot of like PC gaming and stuff. And there's a lot of online, and Steam's kind of social thing was picking up, but it's still pretty weird and lonely. And so meeting people and like physically getting together and playing role playing games or board games was much nicer. It was much, it blew off a lot more steam, and was fun to drink. It's fun to drink together instead of drinking alone in front of a computer is pretty depressing. But yeah, so that was nice. I think that's part of the kind of game cafe and kind of board game renaissance that happened, is people just realized how much more fun, even if like you're not obsessed with specifically the games or whatever, to get some activity that you're focused on, and just enjoying with other people. So the social aspect is really good, and I think with how people are feeling disconnected from each other, that did well. And even in the kind of space restricted Japan, where people don't have space in their houses, or to have very big hobbies or even places to play board games. Because if you look at any of the Japanese, a lot of Japanese board game designers are doing like micro games. They do these little tiny boxes of little tiny boards, or usually cards and things, because they don't have the space. But game cafes and stuff, did start to become a thing here. All right, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, yeah. That's a nice thing too. Is especially with the digital art now. There's so many talented digital artists. So a lot of the artwork for board games now is amazing. Yeah, it's really there's some really gorgeous stuff, and a lot of great fantasy illustrators, or sci-fi illustrators that get to have their work out there because of the success of board games. And board games need boards and cards and box art. So a lot of people have built careers becoming game illustrators. Yeah, and there's a lot of, especially from like the early '90s, there's a lot of really great British illustrators that like everybody knows now because of the success of things like Warhammer, or the Mutant Chronicles, or some of the stuff that became popular in Europe and America. But yeah, that's one of my favorite things, is the art of a lot of role playing games and board games. Some good stuff. Mm. Uh, yeah, so good to see everybody. Yeah, like I said, yeah, I missed you last week, Joe. Maybe the notifications are sucking again. Yeah, actually, I should be checking that, because I don't know if I'm even getting them on my phone. No, it did. It did go through on my phone. But that's happened before, where uh, I've gone live on the stream, and yeah, still I haven't even heard from myself that it's online. All right. I think I'm there yet. But yeah, so I hope everyone's adjusting to the new America they're living in. uh, yeah. Oh yeah, we're having. I think Japan's going to have some kind of political turmoil because people are getting frustrated with the current leadership. So we might be going back to that new prime minister every few months government, at least until the bad weather is over and we've botched the Olympics or whatever's going to happen here. There's a lot of grumbling. So no more of that. So we'll see what that does to politics here. And I think always America has a big influence on Japanese politics and the Japanese economy. Because if things don't pick up for Japan, they have to make that really uncomfortable decision if they stay allied with the West, with Europe and America, or they start to open up trade more and cooperation more with China. So that's not fun. And the return, I'm not looking forward to the return of Chinese tourism in Japan. That's a real ugly thing. That's the only kind of only silver lining to all the lockdowns and travel restrictions of the virus is you can actually go to beautiful places in Japan if you're allowed. You can go to beautiful places and they're not crowded anymore. So it's not these huge throngs of people in the so during the fall going to see the leaves changing, you weren't just crushed by Chinese and European and American tourists in a lot of the prettier spots, because I think Japan just recently, like in the past 5 years, has become such a go-to tourist destination for people because it's so safe. It's easy and it's a little expensive, but it's pretty easy and safe to be here. So that's biased a lot of people, and been a lot more travel here, so getting pretty crowded. Oh yeah. For the other I did all the design, all the graphic design for Idle Red Hands, and then also for my stories. I mean, it's just photos. It's just photo. Oops. It's just photos and text, basically. But yeah, I did all the graphic design for those. So yeah, I got to keep at those stories because doing it weekly, I'm going to run out pretty fast. But I think what I'll try to do maybe is set up a Patreon or something to get back to weekly. Like I'll release everything. I've got like about 15 stories maybe, so I'll release those weekly. So I'll have a few months of that, and then as often as I can produce them, and then use the Patreon to kind of get back to like paying for the time to do that, because that works so well for my cartoon and everything else. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the best approach is, but I'm just glad that I finally was able to release those stories. I was literally sitting on them since 2018, I think is when I wrote most of them. So nobody had read them. I just harassed a few close friends with them to just get an opinion if they're any good, and so I kind of put them away and would look at them every few months. And every time I would pull the stories back out, I still liked them. So I figured I should do something. I should do the work and actually do something with those stories before I just lost that inspiration. And they basically came out of the frustration. I liked some of the things they were doing with Black Mirror. Just like that. People's lives, like having the bizarre effects of different types of technology, on people's lives. So we were talking about that at lunch, but there's just some of the political takes and some of the weird wokeness of Black Mirror that I thought just kind of got in the way, or some of the episodes are just kind of heavy-handed. And so I wanted to write something a little bit lighter and more like, just short pieces that actually talked about the weird effects of that things were going to have on people's lives, like some minor future technology. And that's kind of the inspiration of this cartoon as well, is just the frustration with things. Yeah, that's where the inspiration for this, and the kind of depicting people's kind of modern dilemmas with little inanimate objects. So the stories are just the same kind of version of that, only with technology. But they're more dramatic. I wanted to do something a little bit more emotional, so they have little like emotional climaxes or little reveals in the little short fiction structure. But yeah, and they're really fun to do. Those stories. I was surprised how much I enjoyed doing this. So I'm glad that I was finally able to find a way to get them out there, because like I was saying before, like nobody reads short fiction. You just have to give it away and hope somebody stumbles across it. I mean, there's still kind of people printing, like there's like doing journals of short fiction and things, but I think they're mostly just basically websites anyhow. So you're selling people or giving people the rights to your stories just for them to put it on their website. It's not gonna turn into anything except maybe a little ad revenue for them. So yeah, so we'll see. Mm. Mm. No, I wasn't driving the train. I was just I got lucky enough. Like I was at one of the end cars, where I think I was in the rear car on one of them, where so we're kind of going backwards, and then the front of the car. And I was surprised though in Japan how dirty the windows were. Like I tried to put some filters on that video so you can't quite see how dirty, like maybe it's bugs or whatever splatted on the windows, but the train windows were much dirtier than I thought. But I thought it was kind of, so that's basically my commute. So if you want to get some idea of going into the city, that's like me going into the city from where I live. I don't think you can't really recognize. There's not enough to. I'm not doxing myself, I hope, but that's just the my phone out the window on those the weekly intro and outro. And that's my friend Jackson is in a band, a Japanese band. He's American, but is in a Japanese band, so that's his band. That's the intro and outro music. He's on guitar and does some vocals. Like I think they share vocals, and he plays guitar. So I like the sound of his band, and wanted to get them some credit or some attention. So yeah, I think it sounds good, because the band that I don't think they were just from the 90s. I think they broke up in the 90s. So the band that the Outer Red Hands like original theme is from, they're not active anymore. I think one of the guys is still in Japan, but was friends of the original guys on the podcast. So switched over to Jackson's band, and I think they've got another. He said that they were working on another album over the lockdown. So I'll have to find out. I'll have to check their site and see if it got released. Yeah, I want to find some good angles, and I want to do something at night too, because out the window at night is really cool, or like dusk is very very pretty along some of those lines, because there's all the office buildings and stuff in the distance, and the mountains and stuff. So I'll try to shoot a couple of different train rides and just use those as my my intro and outro on those videos. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's funny how there's how some parts of Japan, especially like the northwest, um, that some parts of Japan that look like the northwest of America. So that area, like Oregon, Washington State, um, there's a lot of things that look similar to the kind of the scale and some of the roughness of the Japanese coastline and things, and the pine trees. But yeah, I was trying to when I was trying to come up with a new look for the weekly and kind of rebranding it a little bit. I thought of just doing it on the train. Yeah, because basically that podcast is going into the city and like recording on our lunch break, just like 30 minutes. So that's why the episodes are you know almost exactly 30 minutes. Is because it's just a lunch hour. It's eating and then having enough time to talk. And the first few episodes we literally just ate right before. So most of the editing I had to do was like all the like the I'm too full, I ate too fast kind of stuff. Which I guess they do that on radio a lot too, like those well, longer radio shows where they broadcast for like 4 hours. They have to eat during commercials, so they're always belching and grumbling during that. That doesn't look like a. What does that even look like? A donut? But yeah. All right. Yeah, it can be a weird bagel, I guess. No, maybe not. That's not gonna work. No. These are gonna be hard to write because I don't have any big inspiration. Oh, shoot, yeah, I'm running out of time. Oh, yeah, right, right. Yeah, no, that's right. Similar weather and stuff. I think that's why a lot of Japanese Americans settled into those areas because yeah, if they're because Okinawa is like Hawaii is very similar to Hawaii, and then a lot of coastal Japan is really similar to the Northwest. Yeah, so I think that explains a lot of the. It just felt familiar and a lot less alien than like moving to the Southwest or the Midwest. With the crazy snow and everything. Yeah, but for being like only the size of kind of California, Japan has a pretty big diversity of climates as well. I guess because it's islands too. But the Hokkaido, the kind of northern island, is much more because it's closer to Russia. It's further north. It's much more like the Midwest. They have pretty heavy winters, and they have a lot of that's where all their dairy production and corn and a lot of crops are grown that aren't just rice and tea. All right. uh yeah, okay, so maybe let's put this back here. Let's do some kind of mess, some soft drink mess. I'll do it on its own layer so I can control it a bit better. Whoa. Oh, come on. There we go. Something like that. right. So I'll do a color layer and then kind of back off a little bit. Oh yeah, speaking of soft drinks, I read something a little scary. They were talking about Coca-Cola not advertising during the Super Bowl or anything this year, which I don't think has ever happened. So, like, Coke literally has had like a decline in sales because they lost so much, so many sales from like live events, like movie theaters and live events and things with concessions. That's I guess a decent sized part of their business. So they were saying that it was they were cutting back on some of their advertising, which is weird because companies like McDonald's and Coca-Cola, they don't need to advertise, and yet they like endlessly do. So it's a little scary when they decide they're not gonna do that anymore, or they're gonna be more reasonable. All right. That looks like carbonation, right? Yeah. Looks more like syrup now. Oh well. All right. Yeah, right. Pepsi's doing their halftime show. Oh yeah, yeah. I should do the. That's a good idea. I have to do it above this layer then, though. Yeah, maybe do a like this. Nice. The poor cookie. But yeah, so yeah, Pepsi's doing the halftime show, and I guess they usually like have competing commercials, and they're not doing that this year. So who knows what that means? Oh, maybe just some more bubbles. There we go. That works. No, it looks good. I like the I like the look of the that's a good combination. Maybe a little more warmer red. I need all that inspiration I can get for this. Not sure what's going on. Yeah, I gotta keep just drawing things that have some like movement and some interesting look. Okay, so what color is the tray inside of a cookie box? Oh, maybe brown. Yeah, kind of with that weird brownish color. This is a very brown cartoon. But then, yeah, I should make it lighter. Then it doesn't make sense. So maybe just kind of a cardboard gray will do better. Oops. There we go. Nice. Oh, good. Thanks. Yeah, I gotta come to the stream with more ideas. Instead of just hoping lightning will strike. Although you guys are really good inspiration for things, so that's worked so far. But without Sedona here to write these things, I don't know if I'm going to ever finish them. Oh wait, I need to be masking this. Yeah, I'm covering the black otherwise. Alright. Alright, yeah, we'll give do a little Coke look-alike can here, in case they need the advertising. Oops. Ah, nice. Tough cookie. All right, wait, I gotta go. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! What did I just do? I think I just took a step back in history. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Oh, cut. Yeah, cut all pixels. Oh, that's what I did. Get that Coke swoosh look. That swirly line. Yeah, there we go. That's better. All right. Oh, maybe something on this box too. All right. Oh. Maybe do like a little foil. Oh, Yum Cola. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I gotta do that. Let me just do the inside of this. No, maybe not that bright. Look a little foilier. Yum Cola. Where's my white layer? Oh, I did that right on the colors. Okay. Let's see if I can convincingly write. I'll just write this out and then I can scale it. Yeah, maybe bend it a little bit. All right. Oof. There we go. Oh yeah, I wonder if... Oh wait, what's going on here? Is it something else? There we go. Why is this... Oh, that's funny. There's something... Oh, because it's selected. That's right. Because everything is selected. There we go. There's a little hidden yum. Nice. This. There we go. I think I gotta move everything up a little bit. It seems a little low. Oops. A little low in the frame. Something like that. All right, and let's try some rendering or some kind of shading. See how that looks. Yeah, it should help at least give some weight to the boxes. Yeah, and the cookie. Oh, it's not black and white. That's why. Nice. Some, yeah, little highlights on the can. Yeah, maybe make that look a little more wet. All right. All right. Yeah, that works. A lot more detail than usual. I'm kind of going a little bit overboard. Yeah, the can. It's a little over-rendered. And the cookie already has chocolate chips, so I don't know if it needs eyes. Yeah, that looks funny. All right. Every part of the container here. Yeah, that works. I don't know what's happening, but visually it works okay. Nice. All right, and what's this? All right, okay. So some kind of orange-ish look. Oh, let's do the I'll make it brighter. That Los Angeles donut box cover or color. That's why the Simpsons donut boxes are that bright pink. I think that's a California or LA box color. I'd never seen that before. Like the generic donut box when it's not branded, was that bright pink in LA? Put something in the mug. It's a huge, whatever that is, donut bagel. All right, and some pages. Excellent. Yes. Yes. 10 years from now, EM will be on our minds, and her big bazongas will be on all of our minds because they've been. So I've got to do some bazonga joke if that's gonna work. I've done that a couple of times. Some of the classic cartoons. Oh, that's right. I wasn't shading yet. I was trying to do that page color. Yeah, I did a couple of gallon milk jokes in early cartoons. I think those might have come up a few times, but right. Forever we'll remember this stream. Long after you've had the reduction surgery to save your lower back. All right. Oh, this should actually be a different color. Yeah, inside more cardboard looking. Sure. Yeah, little eyes on each one. Right. Ah, pink boxes too. Yeah, yeah. Nice. Yeah, somebody on the West Coast made those, but I'm not sure. I can't think of like what New York donut boxes look like or anything. So I'm not sure where that's from. I can just picture that little Greek cup of coffee that feels very New York for me, or just makes me think of cheap New York coffee. All right. You have no idea what's going on here. The scale of stuff is a little wrong too. All right. A little bit bigger here. Yeah, I didn't see those. Oops, I didn't see those until Los Angeles, and because I remember noticing them on The Simpsons, and like, why are the donut boxes bright pink? And not seeing that until I went to LA. But yeah, it's very possible that that is just the brandless box, because yeah, probably before that I'd either only had the white boxes from like the department stores and bakeries. They were always white pastry boxes in the Midwest and the East Coast, and I didn't see the pink ones until LA. All right, I don't know what's going on. We'll figure it out. We might have to change some eyes. All right, so I'm gonna put some headphones on for this part so I can kind of. Oh, sorry. A little feedback there, so I can figure out what's going on. Oh yeah, Krispy Kreme. Yeah, and if stuff's branded like Dunkin' Donuts or, but they were like orange and pink or brown and pink. But yeah, pink has always been that donut color. So let me switch over to something else here. I just want to show you guys. Whoops. Oh, I guess we can do the comments thing first. Krispy Kreme with K's. Yeah, right. Is it both K's? Double K's. Oh, yeah, look, I got that line again on the shading. Oh, I guess it's okay. Yeah. All right, so yeah, here, let's just do the comments from last week, and then I'll show you the background music in the shops in Japan. So this butter had apparently been through a lot. All right, and at least that's not mana. What? All right. All right. Let's like Ed, of course. At least corn on the cob hadn't been dragged through it. Oh yeah, that's right. The ridges from melting a cob of corn on the butter. That's not mana. Okay, I'm missing something. And the 14th. Oh yeah, yeah. We've been drawing too many boxes lately. Boxes all felt used and empty, but still open to new things. Oh, 9 comments. Oh, this is not good. Is this going to be a political debate? Oh, here we go. Okay, show all comments. At times I feel like that too. They'll have to wait until Christmas to be fully employed. Good one, Ed. And cats try to fill their lack of contents. They're still used to them, though that day will come out. Eventually, they're still used to them, though that day will come out. Eventually, Cloyce boxes, puppy litter, Jack Dorsey out of the box, and tea in the box, ice box. What? Brought this into a less popular site to try to escape bullies. Oh, I popped into. Oh, yeah. And on some sites, I want to be as serious as a carton rather than admiring the structural design and integrity. Uncommon empty boxes while I am resisting amnesia. Wow. Amnesia? People are always correcting each other's grammar. Box, Oneg, cereal box, bottoms. Jeez. Yeah, somebody got on a roll here. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Boxes and boxes and boxes. I think I triggered somebody's box obsession. Well, at least it didn't get political. I was just waiting for something to get somebody fighting. But it's just White Shadow here commenting and commenting. Oh, and Days Apart too. Interesting. Days Apart. Coming back to comment on this box about cartoon boxes. Wow. All right. Well, let's see. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Thank you. Thanks. Oops. I didn't see that. Oh, that's right. So this is a separate... Where is that? Separate display. So let's take Chrome out. There we go. Sorry. Yeah, sorry guys. I pay so much attention. I've got a couple of different things, and I've got a really bad shadow on this green screen. Woohoo! It's not going away. All right. Lovely beard. Hey, Joe is back. Where did you go? Oh, sorry. Yeah, thank you for catching that. All right. All right. So yeah. Anyhow, one more random. Oh yeah, this is a recent one. Feature of breakfast didn't seem to include. Let's go back. Sorry, we'll do that again. Yes. So at least corn on the cob. And I just don't. That's not manna. Somebody knows what that means. And yeah, somebody ranted like crazy about boxes on this box. So this box cartoon. Oh, I guess yeah. I should be doing it. Sorry, here. There we go. This box cartoon got a weird rant of comments, which I guess is good for engagement. But let's see. Oh, orange juice. Yeah, here's more spilled and messy cartoon. So freshly squeezed orange juice, improved breakfast, only so much. Remember when bad OJ meant too much pulp, and 10 months ago. You just can't tell how OJ will react. All right. Oh, look at that one. That's a marker drawing. Some purchases required as inconspicuous a bag as possible. Makes me smile to remember. What? Makes me smile to inconspicuous a bag as possible. I think the contents of the bag are different than saltwater taffy. Infamous old brown paper bag makes me smile to remember To Kill a Mockingbird, where there's an old man who drinks something from a paper bag and shocks everyone. Turns out to be lemonade or water or something. All right, To Kill a Mockingbird reference. And a key. Oh, this is when I lost my car key. That sucked. Yeah, I was in a parking garage and I had like a detachable car key thing in it. I lost it somewhere, so we came out of the shop we were in back to the parking garage and like, oh, I don't have my key. I have no idea like where it got separated, so it was lost forever. A lost car key was almost an entirely useless thing. Yeah, so what did I have to do? I'd have a friend pick me up and go get the spare so we could actually drive. But yeah, that's a historical reference. So in 2005, I actually lost my car key, and now I remember it always. Just like Yum is remembered. Oh, a Bible thing. Oh. Wow. That's funny. Yeah, I didn't know that reference at all. Wow. Oh, sorry. I've got that. I just heard it now. The background. Let me turn that off. Sorry, I'll be right back. Oh, so that was something I forgot. Well, yeah, something I forgot when I started this stream is the air cleaner is on, making all that noise. So there we go. So you get to hear that lovely sound in the background the whole time. Okay, so yeah, no more comments. Let's see if I can do this. Switch over to the... Oh yeah, it's gonna be the wrong Chrome, isn't it? Let's try it. Okay, so go back to this. Let me see if I can bring this up front. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, it will work. Oh, it is this one. Okay, so not in front of my face. I'm having some trouble today. Okay, all right. So I've got duplicates here. I guess I don't need this. Oh, this is really weird. Okay. So I found this funny article that was talking about. Let's see if I can. I'm not doing this well, so technical difficulties. So let's turn this off. Yeah, and just do it this way. Okay, that'll work better. All right, so an article that just talked about here's why Japanese supermarkets play cheap background music. So a couple of people writing about Japanese culture or Japanese Twitter users were talking about the cheesiness of the background music in Japan. So here's a typical Japanese grocery store, and here's kind of the typical music. Can you hear that? Oh no, it's not coming through. Oh, come on. Okay, wait. So that's this. No, it's not. So what did I do? I just tested this right before I went on, so it was giving me the audio. All right. Wow, you guys are loving this, right? Yeah, it's not giving me the audio. So I should have background audio, which I don't. Well, anyhow, this is totally pointless if you can't hear this horrible music. But anyhow, god damn, the article was about yeah. So why they do that? They have this really, it's like incredibly catchy music, but it's really annoying. Oh, it's so strange. I wonder what I did. Oh, maybe I tested it before I plugged the microphone in. Yeah, because I'm wondering why it's not giving me... Yeah, it's not giving me anything to... Okay, well, let's try to make another one. Oh, hey! Thank you, Eat Booger, for the subscription. I appreciate it. And actually, the notification worked. Oh, okay. Yeah, let me see. Let me see. Let's try another. I think what happened was, yeah, I'm lost my my desktop audio. I seriously tested this and thought I was all set. Yeah, but maybe take this away. Okay, so take this away. So hold on for a second. I'm gonna unplug this mic and see if I can get the source back. Wait a minute. Let's see. If I do the advanced properties on the mic, can I get monitor and output? This is the worst. Okay, so I can, yeah, the mic, the USB mic kills it. Oh, there we go. Can you guys? No, you can't hear that. I can hear that though. Hey, Booger. Can you guys? Can you guys hear music? Yeah, I gotta figure out how to. Yeah, the Yeti takes everything over. Anyhow, I hope you're hearing the weird thing that I'm hearing. Maybe not. Yeah, yeah. So I can't do both the microphone and the music, so I can't explain anything. But let's just go through a. Yeah, let's just get rid of this. We'll go through a quick survey of. Way at all. Okay. So I can hear this, but I can't mic and. Yeah, there's no way. I have to set up something that's not a USB mic. I have to go into a mic input. But very low. Okay, okay. Yeah, so. Yeah, because it's maybe coming out of my headphones. Okay, I thought this was going to totally work. But anyhow, I'll switch back over. And here it's a weird. So we'll start. The electronic stores mostly have some of the worst music. So let me switch over real quick and see if you can hear this. So I'll just do a quick survey of. Yeah, a quick survey of terrible. Terrible store theme songs, and then I'll come back and we can talk about it. This is taking way too long. All right, let's try this.
も頼れるパートナードスパラドスパラミラクルな品揃えて一歩先を行く未来へ飛び出そう
There we go. Are we back? So that was just a quick survey. There we go. That was just a quick survey, and that was electronic shops. So the best one that I found, it wasn't grocery stores, but it was electronic shops. So those literally play on a loop inside those stores. Oh, I guess I don't need this anymore. Sorry. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. So they do play. Yes. Yes. Yes, Dolly. Hey, Dolly. Wow, it's been a while. Yeah, I was listening to store music. So yeah, there was an article. I found this funny article that was talking about why stores do that, and it's basically like branding. Like they're trying to, even though the song is annoying and maybe it actually makes you want to leave the store, sometimes it's this really heavy attempt to brand you to like you've got this. Because there's a lot of that. I just like did a little survey of competing electronic stores, and but if you got that little song in your head, if you're not in that store, you feel like you're maybe betraying your little brand loyalty there. So they kind of try to do a catchy but really annoying song. Like the vocals are usually pretty hard to listen to over and over again. I feel really sorry for the employees that have to work in those places and literally just hear that on a loop. But sorry I couldn't do the microphone and those at the same time. I'll figure that out. I'll play with a way to do that. But I did get it working, and then of course I plugged in the mic, and the mic supersedes the background audio. But yeah, so they're just talking about they do a lot. They have a lot of like psychological strategies for doing that. Like fast-paced music or speeding up the music actually gets people out of the store faster. Slower music like makes people linger, and so they'll browse a lot longer. And they've actually like seen that, seen those results. And they also talked about like in grocery store sections, and I think I've run into this as well, like in department store, grocery stores, and things. If they're playing like Italian opera, you'll be shopping in Italian food sections and hearing like music that will actually like push you towards, related food or something that like, oh, it feels right to be buying this because of what I'm listening to. So they actually spend a lot of time figuring that out, and it's really weird that I think it does work, but coming from the coming from the US and not having that be a constant thing, it really sticks out. It's really annoying. Oh, the hard up, yeah, the hard up song is really bad too. But all these shops, and so also the aesthetic is the music sounds cheap, and it's not, it's okay produced, but it sounds cheap and it's a little bit annoying. But that actually makes you think that the prices are cheap. So if the sound is cheap, if the store sounds cheap and annoying, then you're associating it with the prices being cheap. And that's why I was saying like so in places where you're going to be expected to pay more money for like import food, if they're playing, music that sounds more elegant or richer, then you aren't going to be as surprised by expensive prices. So the article is really funny, just the whole survey of the psychology behind weird Japanese music, which is hyper present. Like there's background music for everything, and even like if you go to weddings or things in Japan too, there's a whole soundtrack going with every little part of the wedding ceremony, and it's very rarely live music. It's just like piped in music, so it's a lot of weird pop songs and stuff that just kind of are present throughout, and most of them are like love songs. So I guess similar to the dancing that takes place at American weddings, but they kind of background music is everywhere. Oh yeah, propaganda efficient meat songs. uh, Crazy. Yeah, right, right. So they really try to, yeah, indoctrinate. Yeah, schools have songs. That's right. Yeah, yeah. It's very funny. So but I really I thought that was interesting that they seem to like kind of sabotage the atmosphere or the quality of, like, you go into a shop and they're not just playing like pop music or whatever. They'll be playing this weird store jingle endlessly on a loop, and it's often very annoying and sounds very cheesy, but that works on you to think, well, if it sounds terrible, this sounds like a cheap place, the prices will be cheap. And so that makes the discount stores, like discount pharmacies or drugstores or discount food shops, extra annoying, because yeah, they will have lower prices, but at the price of having to listen to that horrible music. But yeah, that was very interesting. So okay, I guess kind of along with mascots, there must be. I'm sure somebody has written about that too, like why they put a mascot on everything, like the police and every kind of service, like train lines, train companies, and stuff. They all have mascots associated with their brand. So they're trying to do something. They're trying to have some effect. Like it's cute and charming and trustable. So along with the music, their little uh, everything having a mascot here must have that same kind of serve that same kind of purpose. But nice. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's funny. So yeah, I just wanted to. I thought I had that all figured out. Yeah, technically. So sorry for that. But yeah, I thought I could play those in the background while I was going on and on. But it's a very unique thing, and so you'll notice that right away if you ever visit Japan and go into any of the kind of discount stores and stuff. That the background music is incredibly annoying and incredibly repetitive, but it's very intentional. It's not just they accidentally annoy you with the music. But anyhow, yeah. So no show and tell, just show and listen. And I didn't get it to work right. All right. Well, enough of giant me. Let's go back to the drawing. There we go. Uh, oh, that's right. They actually, yeah, I saw that one. I think I just saw it on YouTube, but they made a mascot. Yeah, I think because they were. What was the one? There was one of the as Instagram or Twitter that had become really popular, and so they invented their own. Yeah, yeah, that's a very odd thing, but cuteness is such a currency here. So if it's not cute, maybe you can't trust it. So Yum Cola, what are we doing here? So let me write these and see. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they invented their own mascot. I forget which mascot it was though that they were showing the. It was super popular on social media just because of the stupid videos it was making. And there's one character, Funashi. Like there's a area. So a lot of the mascots, not if they're not representing companies or utilities or whatever, they're representing an area, like a town or a region in Japan, and they'll also often be designed to like incorporate like what that place is famous for, like fish or some kind of fruit or whatever they're whatever they're known for, as far as goods or local sweets or something. And so I guess some area that's famous for pears, a local person just invented this character and then just started aggressively doing public appearances and things as this character. And it doesn't really look like a pear, but it was like funny enough that it kind of stuck, and then they started merchandising it. But I think it was like literally like an unofficial, like homemade character that then got enough attention that it ended up getting TV show appearances, and then maybe got an agent from that, so they started to merchandise that and everything. Then they do the TV show stuff. But oh, nice. Yeah, it's good to see you, Dolly. I've yeah, missed you on the streams, and I gotta catch your streams definitely. Yeah, maybe they are Japanese for the fursonas, regional fursonas and corporate fursonas of Japan. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, take care. Get some rest. Yeah, and I'll try to jump on one of your live streams if you're going to be back on streaming. I did get a notification a few weeks ago that you were on, so I'll try to jump on and bug you. But nice. Furries of Japan. Yeah, but there are furries. I was at a show where they did. Somebody was in a like one of the like super expensive, like sculpted, like as it like a had a physique. It was I think a wolf. So at one of the shows where somebody was in a legit like furry wolf costume. So that is a thing in Japan, and it's not Japanese. Like there's not a Japanese spin on it. It's literally just that same furry style that we get in the West with that kind of Disney looking erotic furry creature, always shirtless. All right, so let me figure out what's going on here. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I saw that you had to move. But hopefully, yeah, you'll get settled and get back set up again. And, yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, take care, Dolly. And hopefully we'll get to chat soon. All right. So what am I doing here? Oh, those eyes aren't working. They're especially that angle. I think they're just making it look dirty or something. So I don't think the cookie needs eyes. Yeah, I think it'll work without it. Wait, that's an entire can of of soda filling up that cookie box. Yeah, I think I've seen that video too. Yeah, they because the Japanese summers are insanely, can be insanely hot and crazy humid, and I can't imagine performing for any length of time in some of those suits. Yeah, the mascots in like Tokyo Disney or even the Universal Studios Japan are real quick to kind of come and go too, because I think it's really miserable inside those suits when it's hot and humid. There's no relief and probably not good ventilation. But yeah, I can imagine somebody taking a tumble. Yeah, I've seen that they did like little parades of Pikachus and stuff, and I can imagine somebody, or that there was the mascot. I'm not gonna be able to do the audio for this either. How did I thought I had pulled that off before, where I had the desktop audio going at the same time. But there's a really funny. It was a local mascot. Yeah, without the sorry, without the audio, it's not gonna work. But there's maybe you can hear it a little bit. Wait a minute here. Okay, so there's a mascot that drums to the Anpanman theme song, so a kid's character theme song. So it's a local mascot, but the gimmick is there's like an actual like legitimate like talented drummer, like a speed metal drummer inside this character costume. So this got a lot of attention. You might have seen this. So Nyango Star, this invented mascot. So I think it's an apple. It's supposed to be a cat apple. and just drumming along with this kid's song, but then then he does a little improvising and it gets a little more out of control. But the funny thing is, the being inside the costume makes the speed of the drumming like extra hysterical. But this is another one of those characters that they ended up like merchandising and getting a representation. See if you can hear. Whoa! I'm getting I can't do any more than that. Yeah. So this is another like Japanese mascot thing, but that so it was touring. It's kind of I think they kind of So the speed at which he's drumming in that suit is pretty hysterical. But it was kind of like a one punchline or one liner that it just kept doing that over and over again at different appearances. But sorry. So that's mascotty things in Japan. But the and that pair mascot, the Funashi, did a lot of stunts too, like a lot of like really physical stunts, like falling down and falling off of like moving vehicles and stuff. So there was a little like danger, a little daredevil aspect to that character. There's always a little bit of that. All right, so enough Apple Cats. All right, so what is happening? The so something about calories, or sugar or calories, or the danger of that amount of something. And maybe that's a little too light. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, they really do. Just play again and again and again. Yeah, just the one joke. Yeah, because you'll go to see that. Oh, this, person does this funny thing, and so I'll go to see because I know exactly what they're gonna do. I know the song they're gonna sing or the joke they're gonna tell, and just see that. Even though you know exactly what's gonna happen, there's zero surprise. It's like, aha, I saw it. That famous thing, that cat drumming to the Anpanman theme song. All right. Okay, so let's see the spill. All right, more soggy morsels. Yes, that's seems to be a recurring theme as things getting. Oh yeah, so soggy. So the expected. Yeah, less soggy and more sweeter. Yes, so what happens with this can? Yeah, right. Hey K5, how's it going? I totally missed you. I totally missed your entrance on the chat. Ah, yeah. Glad to catch you. All right. Yeah. Diet. Yeah, it's definitely a diabetic nightmare. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Because I was having technical troubles. Oh, definitely doing streaming. I was having weird cutouts. But yeah, I haven't had any trouble since. I changed the router because I think I might have had signal like the router's on the second floor and I was on the first floor. So from home, I think I was having some signal difficulty. But yeah, I changed the router and got that sorted out. So I haven't had that trouble since. And it's mostly late night stuff. I think they were like rebooting, like they would occasionally like choose the weekend to reboot the switch or whatever that was using the internet. So sometimes the internet would just like naturally just disappear in the middle of late night streaming. So that doesn't affect the cartoon, but when I was doing some of the game streaming, I was having a lot of cutouts where the internet would just drop. But yeah, it's gotten better. Yeah. All the cities are all the bigger cities in Japan are locked down, and so they're encouraging at least 30% like telecommuting for all of the offices. With there's no enforcement of that, although they are talking about trying to figure out a way to fine people or businesses, so that New York style make some money during the lockdown, because there isn't any like legal punishment for it. It's just recommendations now. But yeah, Japan's been talking about enforcing it because like a half-hearted lockdown isn't going to probably have much effect. So public schools are all open still, but offices are encouraged to telecommute, and businesses. It's mostly, I think that's where like the izakaya and the after work drinking and stuff is where a lot of stuff is getting spread. So they are encouraging that to not happen, which is really like, I think for just basic company morale and business culture in Japan, that's such a huge thing, is the after work drinking and the eating and drinking and socializing with your coworkers, is such a huge part of like being an office worker in Japan. So that has to be weird that that's been stifled so much. I mean, some people probably like it, but yeah. Yeah, no, it is. I mean, they can't like force people to not do that. And I'm sure we haven't heard, but during this lockdown, I'm sure still the hostess bars and things are still remaining open, because they had to fight really hard to get them to shut down the first time. And the argument was that there's so many kind of peripheral businesses, flower shops and hair salons and everything that support the girls that work at these hostess bars, more the kawakura, or maybe the like more high end hostess bars. It's really expensive. Like their customers buy them really expensive flowers. They go to really expensive salons and get their hair done every night. So all of those businesses were hurting from that. But that late night drinking and getting drunk and laughing in each other's faces and whatever, is they're not wearing masks, they're not distancing. Because if you're paying hourly for a girl to pour you drinks and she's not putting her hand on your knee, then you're not getting your money's worth in Japan. So I think that's a weird thing that they support. And it's gotta, yeah. Who was saying? Yeah, I think somebody was saying that there was a woman that had, I think she was just running like a snack. So a snack is like a little tiny bar with just like a few seats, maybe like half a dozen or less seats, and there's like a mama-san that runs it, and it's basically like a little local bar that has regulars, and the hostess, not really hostess, but she kind of like takes care of people, and pours your drinks and wipes the condensation off your glass, and sings enka songs with you. But a lot of those businesses were going away because they just couldn't stay open. They couldn't pay rent when there's no customers. So that's like a smaller scale. But there's a lot of like night businesses in Japan. That's right. The maid cafes must endure. Yeah, those are not as much night businesses. Those are, more during the day. But there's like, there's a real weird switch, like, after a certain time. So I don't know if it's like 9 or 10 p.m. Like a lot of the parts of cities kind of do this hard turn into, okay, now the adult businesses are open. So, all of the stuff that borders on prostitution but isn't prostitution, that kind of stuff, opens up, and the kind of atmosphere of everything. There's a lot of aggressive guys trying to get customers into bars, and so like the kind of night creatures come out and try to lure you into overpriced alcohol, and yeah, there's all kinds of varieties of that, but it's mostly just you're paying for time to sit with a girl or a guy, and have them laugh at your jokes and pour you incredibly overpriced drinks. So there's not really an equivalent to that in the U.S. Yeah, because it's not a strip club, which there are those as well. So that's all part of the kind of the night business too, like strip clubs and things. But these are more like weird I don't know, like how you get your fix. Paying a girl to laugh at your jokes seems like a really weird, a weird, desperate act. But I guess if that's how they power their egos, that's but that's a thing, yeah. So yeah, so like the maid cafes are like the otaku version of that, where you're paying extra money to have a girl like put a love beam on your omelet or whatever. Man, that's the worst. Yeah, but that came from that. I think the maid cafe came from the hostess bar kind of thing. So it's not alcohol, and there's no suggestion of anything untoward happening, but it's that yeah, it's the whole attention from a girl that you're paying for the time through, like, either like an hourly thing or a incredibly overpriced food and drinks. Yeah, but I mean, that's what. So there are hostess bars, and they're also host bars. And host bars, if you take a look, I think Amazon or Netflix had a really interesting documentary about the host clubs, I guess, in Japan. They're really odd, and women, unfortunately, here do the same thing. Although hair salons actually serve this kind of purpose, because there aren't. I don't know if they're. I wouldn't say 100% not, but most male hairdressers, are straight in Japan. So you're kind of paying for attention of a guy when you're getting your hair done in Japan, which is very different, I think, from the U.S. But so there are host bars, host clubs that in this documentary, it talked about women like literally being so addicted to this and so obsessed with the guy, their favorite guy in this club, that they actually themselves went into prostitution or becoming hostesses to make the money to pay for their time with their guy at the host bar. It was crazy. It's really crazy. So like some women have been forced into the sex work to make enough money to give to their guy that's not really doing sex work. In Japan, it's very strange. They have a weird boundary, and businesses try to protect themselves from, like, actually being that. But yeah, I forget if I find the name of that or find a link to that, I'll put that up. But it's, yeah, they just followed around some guys and their customers, and so you're buying, like, thousands, a couple $1,000 bottles of champagne for your guys and for the club, and you spend thousands and thousands of dollars every night to be entertained by these guys, and they're younger guys, and you're probably not younger. I don't know, though. Some of the customers did look pretty young, but you're like an office worker or whatever, so you don't have a huge income. And then if you get addicted, then you have to do something else to make money. And so yeah, a lot of them had turned to working in the equivalent, the other kind of version of that business, just to make enough money. Crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, just that little bit of attention, and not one, and not even. It doesn't need to be sexual. It just needs to be attention, like somebody saying, laughing at your jokes or whatever is something people will pay for. Yeah, yeah. Right, right, right. Ugh. Yeah, that's really scary. That's insane. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, falling into those traps. And that documentary, like when they would interview the women, the customers, they still were like really, yeah, obsessed with, like, okay, yeah, I know he's got many customers and he talks to many girls, throughout the week, but I'm the special one for him. Yeah, it was really crazy. Oh, thank you, Dolly. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. I think this is exactly, this is exactly the one that I was talking about. Yeah, Great Happiness Space. That's right. The Great Happiness Space. Osaka Love, Tale of an Osaka Love Thief. Oof. Yeah. So take a look at that video that Dolly posted. That's what I'm talking about. That's the exact documentary that I saw. Happy Space. The Happiness Space. It's really depressing. There's English subtitles, but it's really, really depressing. The trap that the women end up in. Oof. All right. So I'm gonna write some cartoons here. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, that's a really good point though. The positive, positive attention from the opposite sex is yeah. Oh, that's really true. You can't meet anybody like if you're in a bookstore or coffee shop or whatever, you can't strike up a conversation and actually meet a stranger. I've done it, I guess, a few times drinking, like at a restaurant or like a more casual restaurants and things, like a table next to us, we can start. And it's mostly just because I'm a foreigner. If I wasn't a foreigner, it probably wouldn't happen. But have struck up conversations with people. But on like especially on a smaller scale, just individually, you're not going to be able to kind of chat people up and have a nice conversation with people because they're much more guarded. And yeah, it's very funny. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. It's really good. I'm glad that that changed because that must have been very depressing. Yeah, you're and Dolly, you're one of the most charming people I've ever met. That's really amazing to not to have lost that just by living here. Yeah, you're really fun to talk to, really fun to spend time with. So I'm glad we met. I'm glad, but I'm also glad you're in a happier place. More comfortable and less less lonely, less isolated. Wow. Yeah. Mm. Oh yeah, it really is. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's it's surprisingly. I don't know why people do that to each other. I guess though because there's a lot of weird predatory stuff, so you got to be careful about but just like every place else in the world, you got to be careful who you talk to or get involved with. But I don't know why. I don't know why people are so guarded. But it does make for a lot of isolation. Oh, I'm running out of time here. I might have to write these offline because I got to be driving and stuff. Sorry, let me just double check. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's not just specifically foreigners. Yeah, I think Japanese people. Hmm. Oh, yeah, that really sucks. Yeah. All right, then let's see if I can do some quick writing here. It started. But quickly got messy. Soggy? What? Soggy is a funnier word. Started out sweet, but quickly got messy. Something like that. I don't think messy is. Yes. Yes, yeah, big gazongas are very popular over here, so you'll do well. Yeah, it's funny though. It reminded me a lot of Sweden. So I was the in high school. I was a homestay in Sweden for a year, and Swedish people are crazy cold and don't talk to you. They'll stare at you a little bit, but they won't talk to you. Um, but drinking, it changes the whole social dynamic incredibly, and people open up and like, oh, I always wanted to talk to you and ask, where you're from or whatever. It's a very huge shift, and so Japan uses that a little bit to kind of relax some of the social the kind of suppression that happens socially, so that really kind of cold, and you don't even get stared at so much uh, in Japan as just ignored, and then alcohol kind of is the only way that changes, and probably that's why it's used with coworkers a lot, because maybe otherwise they wouldn't have a very good relationship or a very good connection, so they have to drink together to be able to let down and loosen up a little bit to be able to get to know each other. Otherwise, it would just not happen. Yeah, yeah, that's very odd. Hmm. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of uh, assumptions, yeah, about Japan that I think are very, yeah, and it's very different because you're talking about like urban situations too. Like in a city, people are more guarded and stuff. In small towns and stuff, you can get a little bit more interaction, and because you're a foreigner too, people are more curious about you. So there's a little bit more less guarded and more curiosity and more kind of, you know, uh, yeah, just that hospitality and things that happen in smaller towns and in more uh, yeah, less urban situation. But cities are, yeah, get very cold and sad and isolated. But that's where everybody goes for work. I mean, everybody leaves their little hometown to get a decent education, get a decent job. So they end up in that very lonely, yeah, very lonely life in the cities. What is happening here? I guess they should be looking at each other, shouldn't they? Oops. Yeah, I think this would read better. If there was a little eye contact. All right. Oh, sorry. I bumped the camera. So you're looking at my bookshelf. Yay. There we go. Oh. How did I do that? That was weird. All right. Oh, nice. Oh. Yeah, I want to see that. Oh, that's very cool. Nice. Oh, yeah, and I launched the podcast, the Nmity Stories podcast, and I'm gonna hold your recording ransom in the Patreon uh, for it. So yeah, so I can compensate you for your wonderful voice. But yeah, so I release that. So I'm gonna do those weekly for as long as I can, and yeah, get your. Oh, cool! Yeah, I can't wait to see that. Nice, but yeah. So I'll show you that when that's set up. But yeah, that's happening. So every week I'm doing the AI voice version of one of those. But if you're supporter, then you can hear Dolly's amazing version of the stories. Oh yeah, yeah. Eye contact is not. It's too aggressive, I think. People kind of give you a look if you're doing something rude or inappropriate, like eating on the train or not wearing a mask. Recently, I notice immediately when I forget to put my mask up because people look at you. But yeah, direct eye contact is not good, and it's kind of weird and too aggressive. And the people that usually do it are soliciting you for some shady business or something on the street. So usually during that nightlife kind of thing. But yeah, direct eye contact is not common at all. And if somebody does it, I've had like Japanese friends that say they make too much eye contact and people get uncomfortable with it. So like maybe they lived abroad or lived or worked abroad for a little bit too long and come back and lose a little bit of that sensibility, and yeah, make too much eye contact and people get uncomfortable. Yeah, right. So clearly, yeah. No, I think that's true. It's like they see a foreigner without a mask. They're like, "Oh, there we go. There's our spread." Yeah, cat logic, right? Uh, that's funny. Oh man. Hmm. All right. So, yeah, I got a few more minutes here. Let's see if I can come up with something. Uh, wow. Wow. All right. Let's see. So, the chance of meeting. Uh, hmm. Yeah. What are they? What is actually happening here? Um, sorry. Keep. Uh, yeah, I didn't have a big idea. I just like the symmetry of this. Hmm. Whew. Oh, nice. Oh, congrats, Dolly. Yeah, right. Dinner. I think it's tonkatsu for dinner. So like fried, like a not fried, like a deep fried, kind of breaded. Not breaded. Yeah, breaded pork chop might be dinner. That's being determined over over text. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's really good. Hopefully that'll make things easier. Uh, all right. All right. So yeah, something. I was gonna make it a book joke, but hmm. I might have to finish this later. Yeah. Jeez. Okay. All right. So, oh yeah, maybe just like a chaperone joke, like spending time. Sorry, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to write or what I'm. Yeah, what was I? Yeah, time apart or a uncomfortable. Hmm. Unsupervised, something. Damn. Yeah, it's got to somehow reference why they're stacked on something else. But I think I want to put a highlight there first. Yeah. This is going to bug me if I don't do it now. Yeah, I think that works. I don't want to make the book shiny. All right. So, okay. Yeah, maybe alone time or something. Um, oops. Something about. I should start doing that K5 just with the same exact joke every time. The butter had apparently been through a lot. See if anybody notices. Oh, yeah, I get it, don't you? That's the Emperor's Clothes of cartoons. If anybody notices, wait, this has never changed. This text has been the same. Yeah, write something so generic that it could apply to any image. That would be pretty funny. And do it like for weeks and weeks and see if anybody says anything. uh, yeah, I don't know if it's a donut or what that is. It's very large and bagely. All right. Sorry, let me just check my messages one more time. Okay. I think we're good. So, yeah, so getting together or being alone with each other or, yeah, security of the height. If I would have stacked them higher, it would have been more easier to make a height or level joke. Yes, an entire year of butter joke. The butter joke of 2021. Yeah, that would be really funny. It's like there's not even butter in this cartoon. Why is it? What is it referencing? Don't you get it? um, hmm. Oh yeah, dip is good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. uh, yeah, right, right, right. The symmetry is uh is what, yeah, but there's not enough of a like weird clash, or the types of I could have done better, yeah, choosing objects that were more dissimilar or had some kind of weird contrast. Hmm. That is one big donut. All right. Yeah, something about dunking or. Hmm. Oh, that's good. Yeah, 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 yeah. Being together. Hmm. Let's see. Uh, Come on. Yeah, Mr. Donut. That's right. One of the few places with a bottomless cup of coffee. Mm. Oh, yeah, without napkins might be good. Yeah, the I want to figure, why did I put them on top of something? Um, that alone and together is good. Uh, uh, hmm. I needed stronger inspiration for this putting these objects together. Yeah, there's like one more thing. So getting together or being together. Oh, we're giving up their, yeah, position to be together. So they weren't. So they're not yet doing that. So they were convinced or needed convincing. Mm. Okay, wait. Whoa. They would both to give up. This is a too wordy. Their positions. They wanted to be together. There's gotta be an easier way to say that. Or together. All right. Okay, they both needed to give it their positions if they wanted to be together. Yeah, some compromise. Yeah, I like that napkins. Like they needed to. Oh, right, right, right. So they're on things because there were no napkins. Right, 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 right. Yeah. So yeah, they both. Uh, uh, uh. the same odd ideas or odd replacement for napkins. They both had an odd. What's going on here? Yeah, a fixation with things that weren't napkins. Position, yeah, kind of the elevation. I was trying to. That's why I put those things together like that. So they both needed to give up their position. They wanted to be together. Oh, wow. Wow, that sucks. Oh, I think my camera keeps drifting. It's either mic in frame or bookshelves. All right. Let me give it their position. They both had the same. They both had an odd way to cope with the lack of napkins. Napkin surrogates. Mm. Take some convincing. To be together. They both need to come down a little. Weren't quite on the same level. They. So being defensive or. Whoa. Yeah, eye to eye. I think is, yeah. Oh, man. Okay, yeah. They needed. Yeah, it's eye to eye thing or. Give up their positions. Give up their. Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Well, I'm running out. Both need to give up their positions. They didn't quite see eye to eye. They had never quite seen eye to eye. Yeah, but it doesn't... The stuff on the bottom is pretty much exactly the same level. Yeah, and it's not specific enough to, like, what am I talking about? It was obvious who wanted... yeah, this is a odd one. Is this one gonna work? Let's see. Yeah. Oh, maybe sticky is better than messy. Yay, some distance. Started out sweet, but quickly got sticky. That works. A sticky situation. They obviously... the better match. Oh, hey. Oh, thanks for the follow. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much for the follow, and sorry for my terrible Spanish. Oh, hey. K5 needs to go to bed. I gotta finish this up. All right, so let's do this here. So needed to give up their position. I just thought of the swapping or the couples or who matched better. Oh, a better combination. Yeah, it was obvious. Or they felt there was a better combination. They needed to give up their positions. They both needed to give up their positions if they wanted to be together. Oh. Nice. Hurry. I had to do speed cartooning. Yeah, when I just didn't come in with a strong enough idea. Let's see. How about a beverage joke? Needed a beverage. It was obvious that she would do better or be better. Enjoy being with a beverage. Wow, this might be one of the longer writing times. All right. So yeah, coming down or being Yikes. Yeah, I think my blood sugar is too low to write, and I don't want to have any more caffeine right now. They both need to give up their positions. What? Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, eye to eye seems the most obvious, but I can't figure that out. I can't believe this. I am very stuck. Okay, they wanted to be together. Yeah, being together involved a change of Yeah, there's nothing. Could never. Yeah, never leave something for a unknown beverage for a safety for her. Man, that's not good. Considered. She considered giving up her safety for warmth and caffeine. So that would make it coffee. She considered giving up her comfortable position. It's not really comfortable, is it? Her safe. Her sacrificing safety. Giving up. I don't know if it's really safety, but I think that's going to have to do it because it at least references what they are. She considered giving up her safety for warmth and caffeine. I think I'll put some frosting or something on the donut too. Nothing. Oh, lofty position. Oh, thank you. That's perfect. Yeah. Thank you, Dolly. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's great. She considered giving up her lofty position for warmth and caffeine. All right. Warm drugs. Warmth and drugs. Yeah, that works. Thank you, lofty. She, the donut. I'll make it a... Yeah, right. That's true, Yum. The she is not so obvious. Maybe if the box didn't have... Maybe these guys don't need eyes. Because then it's more obvious. Oops. Here? Yeah, there we go. So then a donut. And I think this donut, to make it look more like a donut instead of a weird bagel, do some frosting. So pink frost, or maybe strawberry. It's not gonna... Yeah, that'll clash a bit. Maybe just chocolate. Chocolatey frosting. Yeah, I think the... there were too many characters. I think that was throwing me off. There were too many characters in that little combo. But... There we go. Yeah, lofty position. That was exactly what is needed. On top of the donut box. There we go. Then it just isolates the... All donuts would be girls. Yeah. Yeah, so I think caffeine makes it... Yeah. Helps make at least the coffee cup. Yeah, her lofty position. That does it. And a little bit of frosting makes her more donut-y. Oh, sprinkles. Oh. K5 is right. It's not a girl donut unless it has sprinkles, right? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. It's too close to dinner time. I think I can... Yeah, I think I can do... Yeah, I think Krispy Kreme does that, where they have the glazed donut, and then they put chocolate on it, and then they put sprinkles on it. So way too much going on. Blue? Yeah, way too much. And one more color. Green, pink. Actually, that might be enough. Let's see. That's sprinkly enough. No, I think that helps make it more visually interesting. But now I got to put little shadows under all the sprinkles. There we go. It's sprinkly now. Now she's fancy. That's why she's in a lofty position. Because she's fancy. Yum is getting getting to the erotic. I guess, yeah, that's what always happens at the end of the stream. We get into the erotic food topics. The chat gets thirsty looking at food. All right. All right, so she considered giving up her lofty position for warmth and caffeine. Coffee, donut joke, and started out sweet but quickly got sticky. Yeah, that works. Nice. It's a giant donut. Okay. The sprinkles are thick enough, aren't they? They don't look like lint, do they? Yeah, no, I think it'll read. It's going to be like this size online. So, yeah, that works. All right. Well, thank you for saving my that last writing. I was really stuck. Just was not obvious enough what was going on. But now it's more donutty and coffee. Wow, very sweet. Sweet and caffeinated cartoons this week. Wow, that was weird. Now K5 needs to get to bed. I kept you guys up too late trying to think of what a donut is thinking. All right. Well, cool. Well, that works. So that will do it for this week. It's good to see everybody on the stream. It's been a while, especially Dolly. Yeah, it's been a while. Good to see you, and I'm glad we caught K5 and Joe got the notification, so that's always good. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good to know you're still around and doing okay, and that, yeah, things are actually getting better. Very cool. So everybody take care, and yeah, I'll be back doing this next week as usual, and hopefully with some stronger ideas next time. And I'll try to have something well, that would have helped too if I had a little something from the convenience store. I'm sure my brain would have worked a little bit better. But yeah, so if this is your first time watching, thank you for tuning in. And this cartoon appears on gocomics.com/domestic abuse, and also on Twitter at Abuse Cartoons, and then YouTube and Twitch is where you find the live stream at Abuse Cartoons, and also Patreon. So please, if you would like to support the cartoon, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/abusecartoons. And this happens every week, and there's 2 cartoons, so there's single panel gag cartoons, so 1 picture and 1 joke every week. So yeah, please take care, and I'll be back with you next week. Oh yeah, thank you. Thanks for the birthday. Yes, so 19th. Yeah. So 2 days ago, technically, I had a very brutal birthday. A half-century old. It's insane. So I'm way too way too old to be doing any of this. Right. Yeah, good to see everyone. Yes. Right. Yeah, so that butter joke, that butter cartoon was my birthday cartoon. Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Dolly. Yes. Birthday. Yeah, it was a brutal one this year. Really surprised. I took it a lot harder than I thought. But no, it's so depressing. Can you believe you spent so much time with such an elderly person? Oh man. Well, thank you, Yum. I appreciate that. You guys might have daddy issues if you can stand someone my age, but yeah, but it's going all right. Hopefully we'll survive this week. But yeah, so everyone take care. And that's a good idea. The combini for beer sounds like a good idea. Nice. But yeah, everybody take care, and thank you for the birthday wishes. That was Nice. I completely was putting it behind me, just like the Trump presidency. But yeah, it's nice to know. All right. Nice. All right. Well, take care. And yes, right. Love this chat. Hey, I'm not even anywhere near the B word. What are you talking? My parents were the B word. Although I have very young parents, so I'm probably much closer to that demographic than anybody. All right. So yeah, take care, and I'll hang in there. Try to I'll keep my feeble condition under control. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week, and thank you so much for the chat. Very fun as always, and let's do this again sometime. So take care, and I'll be back next week. Goodbye.